Hey guys, what's up? Spectre here, and welcome back to my Skyrim mod build series, where I'll be rolling distinct characters such as a witch doctor, a vampire, or as in today's case, a monk, and showing you which mods and loadouts would accompany that playthrough the best. Let's get started. If you're a regular viewer, you know this, but for all the new viewers, all mods that I mention throughout this video will be listed below in organized categories, including my character creation instructions. So if you have any questions or would like to completely duplicate my setup, check the description. When creating this character, I thought of a monk traveling across Nirn with a Bandari caravan, giving both protection and guidance. According to Elder Scrolls lore, the Bandari are a nomadic merchant clan of the Khajiit. This monk would provide both protection and guidance to their companions, seeking greater knowledge along the way. Let's jump into character creation. I always recommend Race Menu Anytime, a mod that lets you get into the character creator at will. I decided to go with a male Khajiit, and I chose the 7th preset. For his weight, I went with a medium build, not wanting him to be too light or too stocky. For his face, I chose the 3rd war paint option, and paired it with the 4th war paint color option. For his nose, I went with a 5, all the way to the right. His chin is the 4th option, and I changed his eye shape to the 2nd option. For his eye color, I went with a 6. His mouth shape was changed to the 3rd option as I thought that it fit his face shape better. Moving on to the hair, I kept the Mohawk, but I'll recommend an interesting hair mod in a bit for those of you who would choose a different look. And finally, I chose the 2nd facial hair option. And just to note, I only mentioned the features that I make changes to. All the other features were left with the default according to that 7th preset. And there you have it, our fierce feline monk. Let's move on to his armor and weapons. Starting with armor, as I stated earlier, I wanted to stick to light armor or even just clothing. Using PS4 Unenchanted Dynamic Crafting Expansion, I crafted the Telvanni robes. I also crafted a set of red hand wraps to match using the same mod. They'll be found under the crafting options as DB hand wraps, as well as a set of temple priest boots. This look keeps our monk looking mean and lean while still keeping that modest and reverent look at the same time. Moving on to weapons. While staff mods abound on other platforms, we're a bit limited on PS4. I settled for a spear mod called Spear Weapons in order to provide that two-handed weapon I was looking for. Functionally, the animations still play out as a regular blunt weapon anyway, so I was happy with the substitution. Aside from that, I wanted my Khajiit Monk to fight mostly unarmed. The Khajiit have a race perk that enhances hand-to-hand combat, and with a mod called Amazing Race Tweaks Khajiit PS4, I expanded on that even further, adding new race effects such as Khajiit Claws, which further buffs my unarmed damage, and Khajiit Protective Main, which reduces incoming damage by 10%. But if you want to pack even more mystical might into your monk's fists, you can try Fendrix's Elemental Fighter. This mod has been featured on the channel before, but it imbues your character's fists with magical might, making them even more deadly in hand-to-hand combat. I decided to enchant all my gear in such a way that keeps my stamina buffed, allowing me to throw many punches and swing my staff quite a bit before getting winded. I even renamed my gear to fit the in-game lore, referencing both the well-known Bandari clan as well as the Dakarn clan, and even the Art of Claw Dances, the other name for the Khajiit martial arts. Feel free to get creative here or even use the renaming tool to further connect your build to the lore, like I did here. Moving on to our player home, the monk archetype is usually characterized by Eastern aesthetics, so I wanted to go with something like a temple or a monastery, which brings us to ruins of Akaviri, Savary, and Chorak Encore. This mod with a really long name adds a beautifully detailed outdoor space, packed with new enemies to fight and even a secret indoor living space. This temple fit beautifully with the kind of character I was trying to build. But an alternative for sticking closer to the backstory of living with merchants would be Hunter's Exchange Whiterun. It provides all the amenities that you could ask for, as well as some fun Radiant hunting and gathering quests. You can't go wrong with either of these choices. And finally, some bonus mods to really make this build and playthrough more fun. Strong Unarmed is a mod that will further boost your damage output when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. Since vanilla Skyrim has no distinct tree for unarmed combat, it limits the strength that you can really attain, even through leveling. This mod makes hand-to-hand combat much more viable. Beast Race Hair Overhaul is another great mod for anyone rolling a Khajiit, as it adds a lot more hair choices when creating a Khajiit character, porting them over from the humanoid player models. And there you have it, everything you need for a Khajiit Monk playthrough, from weapon to combat to customization mods. Remember, I tried to put as much information as possible in that description, so if you have any questions, make sure to check there or ask below. Make sure to sub for more Skyrim mod content, as well as coverage for games like Cyberpunk 2077. Also, make sure to check out my new Instagram for behind-the-scenes content, news updates, and even exclusive Instagram giveaways. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.